I hope you're having an amazing day. My name So, Polygod is a virtual game based on the blockchain, allowing players to battle each other in an epic PvP conquest fight to triumph over the land's riches. Join on a journey 1,000 years back in time. We explore the secret world of Norse mythology. So it's built on Unreal Engine, Polygon. They have LP staking available. The staking is available. You can buy it on PancakeSwap. It's already listed, so it launched a couple of months ago. There's some big names: Bluezilla, GameZone, Involved Dutch crypto investors, Maven Capital. And they have quite an interesting looking website. So I was like, let's have a look on this game and what it's actually all about to see if it might be interesting for a potential future investment. So I have the white paper right here. I have the active price, which we'll look at, and the staking. So let's just first have a look what this game is actually about. So the website looks actually quite interesting. They have a small video here, which would be great if I can mute it. Yep. All right. So it's basically a tower defense kind of game, if I understand it. So basically you have armies coming from two sides where you have a tower. All right, here's it's like Polygod is a tower rush video game, winner takes all, which pits players in a game featuring two players 1v1, in which the objective is to destroy the most opposing towers, with the destruction of the king's tower being the instantaneous win. So when we go to the actual game, they have quite a cool website where you can basically see the gameplay, the leagues, the tournaments, and they definitely have an interesting idea of what they want to do, all available in the white paper. So let's have a look. They have some branding on the white paper, which is always nice. A brief introduction on what it looks like, the purpose, obviously to give a good idea. It goes over the blockchain, and there's 2 tokens, so that's always interesting. Basically the foundation of a play to earn game at the moment. Polygod will issue 2 tokens, one with a fixed supply called Gold, is the governance token, which means gold in Norwegian, and one with a mint ability named Mint, which means coin in Norwegian. All right, that's funny. The gold token will have a fixed quantity of 150 million gold and will be sold during the seed phase as a deflationary token whose value will increase over time, hopefully. Mint token. The mint token will have a stealth launch, and it will be classified as a mineable token that will allow users to mint utilizing their NFTs, and will be used to play the PvP game and reward the winners. All right, so they basically dive straight into the tokenomics, which is really nice. So they have a very brief explanation about the game, and then they basically go straight into the token distribution and thereafter the NFTs. So I like that, but I hope to learn a little bit more about the game as well. So in the seed, they distributed 30 million, priced 5 cents each. So right now it's just barely holding above seed. So obviously we can see the bearish pattern in the market. They launched on an extremely good time, right, during the gaming bull run. So they had a huge pump, reaching an all-time high of about 120 at one point. Now it's all the way down during the bearish market to like 7 cents. So definitely a lot of hype. There's almost no volume there available whatsoever. It's only $6,000 traded, the market cap of only 400K unconfirmed. So definitely a lot of potential if the game is actually interesting, right? And that's what we're here to find out today. So on the launch, there will be a liquidity with 40% issued on TGE on PancakeSwap, 10% on the Polygon blockchain will be a bridge to the Binance Smart Chain, 50% okay. Token distributions, 9% to advisors. That's a weird way to write 9%, but I think they wanted to make it even. 9% to advisors, 12% to the team. That's quite little. The advisors are quite high. 9% of development is also quite little. Adoption incentives, right? So I assume that's marketing. 14% for liquidity, 20% private seed, 6% public seed, and then 10% reserve. So when I think seed, they mean like private sale, IDO here, 10% reserve. After the pre-sale launch, it should take about 5 to 6 months to complete the simulated part of the game and allow players, investors to begin playing. And then an additional 4 to 6 months for the full multiplayer real-time game to be released. So definitely a smaller game, definitely not focused on mass adoption, more on the game itself. Doesn't mean it's like a low-quality game, but I don't assume you need a big team to pull this off, as far as I understand right now. Token farming, okay. Then you got the NFTs. So this is the interesting part, because I assume these are the playable characters. The Polygod NFTs will be divided into 10 divisions, each with its own set of powers and initial prices, ranging from $100 to $1,600, and will all be distributed through our game starter seed. The NFTs are inspired by Norse mythology, and each NFT will have its own set of skills, right, interesting, as well as mining the mint coin, right? All right, they look quite interesting. We got, they have some names as well. Thor, Sif, Himdala. All right, PvP game. So I understand how it works. Like tower events, you just play, you put your characters, you win some trophies, you put some bets, and then you get the rewards. So collect and upgrade dozens of cards representing your favorite Norse gods, warrior spells, defenses to overcome your, build your own cards. Okay, so coming to the battlefield, Polygod Studios presents both simulated and real-time multiplayer games starring the Norse gods. Okay, so the cards, is that like you play the cards on the battlefield and then the warriors spawn, something like this? And that's where I usually like to see some gameplay footage, just to see if I understand it correctly. The simulated PvP game will be funded from the amount raised, okay, approximately 6 months. The real-time PvP game will be funded, game phase will be approximately 12 to 36 months, okay. So that's quite different from what they said before. So when I go here, I think they mentioned, so after the pre-sale, okay, and allow players to invest, and then additional 4 to 6 months for the full multiplayer real-time game to be released. 4 to 6 months. The real-time PvP game, and will take approximately 12 to 36 months. All right, that's weird. So that's like a very big difference. One is 3 to 6 months. Okay, maybe the simulation that is. No, because they said multiplayer, so that's like online. And here is like 3 years. That's quite the difference though. I mean, we'll check the roadmap later, because that's like an important error. Or maybe I just don't understand it properly, but it appears that I do. Gameplay, okay, so it's Tower Rush, which pits the players in gaming, featuring 2 players one-on-one. 3 minutes if both players' team have equal number of crowns, or none. Okay, continues into 2 minutes overtime, so 5 minutes per round basically. If no towers are destroyed during the overtime, there's a tiebreaker where all towers rapidly lose health. Okay. Contracts, each in-game character has a fixed life of 4 matches. When he dies, it immediately resets to 0. When it reaches 0, you must recharge it with contacts, which you may acquire from us every 72 hours from the secondary market if we're sold out. Okay. Contracts. And here they're missing the R, because it says contacts. Okay. Contracts. So basically, that's basically how to rejuvenate the NFT. And you may acquire from us every 72 hours for free, or from the secondary market if we're sold out. So they're selling them. Okay. PvP game. Weekly and monthly competitions will be held by Polygod, with several weekly events open to all participants. Weekly tournaments will be kept at 16 players, 4 games. Okay, so that's cool. I mean, tournaments, massive engagement. There are some good prizes specifically to be won. So I think that's interesting for anybody playing the game. It's just fun. If you enjoy playing the game, you can make some money, but these are actually bigger prize pools of money as well. So I think people are definitely going to be interested in that. And then get some trophies, reward, flex on your brothers that are also playing the game. Always a good choice. Simulated games, so you got the RNG, genetics algorithm. I don't really care too much about the tech, how it works. I would love to see some gameplay. But yeah, obviously the RNG, the grind, is definitely a part of the mechanics of such a game. uh, economics. That I think that's quite important. So they're going with player created content, something I don't like that much. I do understand the metaverse, the Web3, give them access to everything, but to have players built on a base, the base needs to be big and the base needs to be strong. And I don't think this is the kind of game where you want to have that, right? Okay, reward system starter package. There will be a starter package, which will be a low rate, fixed at $15 to buy an entire set of cards, which will allow to start playing. So the entry pool for the, okay, so Polygod is aiming to host multiple PvP games at once. Each one will start, at 2 players. Pay a pool fee that ranges from $5 to $400. They should have somebody proofread this paper, because there's quite some grammar mistakes. To enter and play, and the winner will get the entire prize pool, including the 10% charges. Okay, so they can start for $15. Sometimes Polygod will offer free starter package for a fixed period of time as promo to get new players in. Okay, but that will not be available all the time. All right, fair enough. So in that case, if it's not available all the time, it's not a free-to-play, right? So that's very important to note, because I think a game such as this should be free-to-play, just to get people used to the game, because it's quite a basic concept, right? How it events. And some people love it, some people hate it, but you can easily get them hooked if they play with friends. But to make that initial purchase, I don't know how people feel about that. $15 for such a game compared to other available games on Steam or whatever might be relatively high. Of course, in the crypto space it's not, but we're looking at more adoption here, right? Okay, so the gold token, they go over the inflationary things, how that works. Okay, so the market research. This white paper is structured really weird, because normally you start with the market research, then the game, and tokenomics is one of the last things. They basically switched it up. But here we have the roadmap. So in November, they launched on GameZone. Okay, December, INO with the first NFTs. Then the farms. Okay, then... So we're right now in March. Release of Polygon and the mint on the Binance Smart Chain Polygon Bridge. Then in May the marketplace will come. In July the simulated PvP game. September releasing the players leaderboards, releasing weekly tournaments, completing and launching full-time game, the continuous release of new game materials and updates. Okay, so the roadmap is definitely really short. So I don't really understand the 12 to 36 months they referred to before, what that actually means, because it's not covered by the roadmap, and it appears that most of this is already done here and here. So maybe that's a mistake from before. Okay, so what is their conclusion? Polygod is an amazing platform to emerge from the covenants of cutting-edge blockchain simulated real-time visuals. Okay, long-term strategy makes it unstoppable in a market that focuses on immediate wins, which inevitably leads to failure in the long term. We're aiming to put together a team and community that will believe we can pull it off and become the next great gaming studio for the hottest blockchain. I don't think this is the type of game. I do get why they would write such a conclusion, but that's way not in line. You're not building the next sandbox, mate. Calm down. Right, it's like a fun game. Should definitely focus more on the fun, usability, low barrier of entry. Then you're building the next big thing, because you're not. Right, it's basically just like that. I don't want to be a savage, but I am. But yeah, good white paper, at least easy to understand. I would love to know more about the actual game, not so much about the story or how it technically works. I want to know how it actually works. Right, so I want not to know about fancy algorithms, or I want to know what happens when you start the game. Where do the towers, how does it work? Where do you place the cards? How do you get the cards? I understand you need to buy the cards, but yeah, those steps, I think we should be able to find that on their website. So you got collectibles, clans, roadmap. So this is the God tier NFTs, mythological characters that came from the Northern Germanic tribes. Okay, and you can buy them. All right, so tier 1, tier 4. So the tier 4 are the cheaper ones. The tier 1 are the most expensive ones. That makes sense. Okay, so these are 400, 320. So they look really cool. So that's a good thing. So they definitely got that going. I think this one is like epic. Hector, the herder of the giantess who lives in the Ironwood. Okay, it's tier 5, but I think this one looks one of the coolest. And this is the tier 1 guy. So these two are also these are tier 1, but this one is the most expensive. Odin, total supply only 50. Okay, so I want to see. Okay, there's some code here. And you can't buy them. Maybe it's sold out. Oh, it brings you back here. Okay. Okay, coming soon. Maybe I should look at the... Yeah, so it just brings you back. Maybe they're not for sale yet. But if we go to collectibles, here we go. You have basically a complete overview, but there's no information on... So I assume the mint already happened and they sold out and everything, but... Yeah, they look cool at least. So that's one thing. So these are your heroes, I would say, right? The main collectibles that you can perhaps implement in the game. Probably, I would say, I think this one is sick. Goddess of Death. Well, obviously, I would pick that one. And this one. So these two are perhaps my favorites. The other ones are cool, but yeah, maybe these three are all quite cool. And this one as well. The crazy ones, the deaf ones. Okay, so where is the information? So they got the token, the mint in-game is not live yet. So, okay, what happens after the seed phase ends? Following the seed phase, we'll start a massive marketing campaign to attract additional investors. Okay, how do I invest? Okay, that part doesn't seem to work. Okay, they do have the teams. Oh, maybe I need to remove this little dash and refresh it. Maybe in that case it works. Yep, see, there we go. I know a little thing or two about websites these days. Okay, so meet the team. Okay, we got George. He's the main developer as well as the CEO. So main developer and CEO of Polygod. And he's from Beirut, Lebanon. Full stack developer. Clash Royale, Clash of Clans. Okay, so he's been working on Polygod for the last 9 months. So not that long. Then we have 8 more people. Administrative CFO. And that's Joe. Joe is also from Lebanon. So they all have the Polygod banners. So that's quite cool. CMO at Polygod. So that's all accurate. Then we got Naya, James. Can't read what this says. Vlad. So that's the advisor from uCloud. And then another advisor from AU21. Alright, Kenzie. And they also have LinkedIn. So that's at least quite transparent. What I would love to see, so the roadmap is basically the same as the roadmap from the white paper. What I would love to see is more gameplay content. So I do understand that they have this, right? And they're very strong on the artwork. So I do like the artwork. I do like how the NFTs are designed. But if this is the teaser and this is all they have, I'm specifically focused on what would the card game element actually be, right? How would those cards be played? They're going to have an NFT marketplace. I think that's basically what all the games have these days. PvP battle leagues and tournaments, right? So it's definitely clear what they want to do, but there's like not that much additional information. So let's head over to the socials. About 52.6K. They're doing a weekly newsletter, so that's nice. Last retweet was 2 hours ago, so there's definitely some activity there. They're doing live AMAs. So they're still quite consistent, although it has been declining. Okay, so engine starters doing some tweets there. And like retweet for the whitelist path. So this was 7 hours ago. Okay, so perhaps they got tier NFTs. In addition, in these benefits, these gods are lendable for 0 fees in the marketplace. Okay, passive income. So definitely these god tiers are quite interesting. But I thought they were sold out. So when is this launching? Okay, limited supply, mint, higher APY. Okay, doesn't mention anything about the mint. It's just the information so far. Okay, interesting. But they have decent engagement, so that's important. 52,000 followers. We usually see this on games 30, 60,000, 100,000, but the engagement is really low. But they have some good engagement going, so definitely a good dedicated following, and I think that is something that is important. So the main thing I'm waiting for on this game is some actual gameplay footage, at least some simulation. So I'm not going to invest at this moment, I can already tell you that, but I will put this on the list because I think it's quite a microcap gem at the moment, right? The potential, however, of this potential gem token and the recovery on the next gaming bull run will be heavily focused on how and what they develop in terms of their roadmap. So I'm going to follow their socials, I'll stay up to date with Polygod and see what they will accomplish. You can stake your token as well for about 19% APR, so it's not that high. However, in that case, it is something better than nothing, I would say. So if you're interested in Polygod, check out their website, go through the information, join their Telegram, join their Discord, ask some questions. And of course, on the Medium, you'll be able to find all of their latest features, right? What they're doing. So definitely an overview of how the game works, all these things. I looked at this before, but not actual the visualization of what that would look like. Which I think is important. If you have any questions about Polygod, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. If you have another interesting game that I might want to review, let me know as well in the comments down below, and I'll be sure to have a look. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.